Qualcuno ha preso il prodotto, ha preso il prodotto.
I am delighted indeed to have been able to receive my colleague from Saudi Arabia, my friend Adel. I had the opportunity already to meet with him in a very important event. It was a meeting of like-minded countries in connection with combating Daesh through the global coalition. That was 3 days ago in Bonn, and I am very pleased to be able to see him again here in Rome. I thank him very much for visiting our country, and I know that he will have a very busy day, very important meetings, and we are very happy. We have wonderful opportunities for economic cooperation. Our export to Saudi Arabia went up by 30% between 2011 and 2015. And we've acknowledged the preliminary results of the reform plan of Saudi Arabia, which is represented by Adel. And these reforms are based on the idea of a Vision 2030, and this is a plan that is based on a vision from now till 2030, and this has enabled our countries to share a reform project, as it were. And as far as we're concerned, this is based on trust. Trust in your country means to trust that our investors will make advisable investments in Saudi Arabia.
Thank you very much, Angelino, for the kind hospitality and for the kind words. I share with you the importance of our bilateral relationship. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Italy are celebrating 84 years of ties, ties that have been very positive, ties that have served the interests of both our countries and our people. Italy is one of the very few countries with whom the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia shares interests on a host of issues over so many years without any differences or divisions between us. We appreciate and we welcome trade and investment with Italy, both Saudi investments in Italy or Italian investments in Saudi Arabia. Our objective in setting up the forum that you spoke about is to broaden and deepen and strengthen the relationship in all areas and to institutionalize it across our governments so that we can increase trade, investment, increase cooperation in the different fields, increase the people-to-people exchanges that take place between our countries. Angelino and I had a very productive discussion this morning. We reviewed the bilateral relationship. We talked about the challenges facing the region. We talked about whether we're talking about a peace process or Syria, Iraq, Yemen. We talked extensively about Libya and what can be done in order to bring about stability there. We discussed the ongoing and very strong security cooperation between our two countries when it comes to fighting terrorism in general and Daesh in particular. And we looked at I was able to explain to Angelino the Kingdom's Vision 2030 and what our objectives are and the role that Italy can play as a partner to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in implementing this vision. So once again, thank you for the hospitality. Thank you for the wonderful conversation. And I look forward to coming back soon so that we can launch our forum. And I hope that you will also be able to come and visit us once again in Saudi Arabia. But the last time you visited was a few months ago when you were Interior Minister. So I was not your host. Next time you come, I look forward to the honor of hosting you. Thank you. Thank you to you.
Would you be so kind, Mr. Minister, to say in Arabic language for our TV what are the most important?
دار بيني وبين معالي وزير الخارجية حديث بناء ومثمر. تطرقنا إلى التحديات اللي تواجه المنطقة، سواء عملية السلام أو الأوضاع في سوريا العراق أو الوضع في اليمن، الوضع في ليبيا. بحثنا كيفية التنسيق والتشاور بين البلدين في التعامل مع هذه التحديات، وكان هناك تطابق في الرؤية. كما بحثنا العلاقات الثنائية بين البلدين وكيفية تعزيزها وتكثيفها في كل مجالات. المملكة العربية السعودية والجمهورية الإيطالية تتمتع بعلاقات تمتد على مدى 84 عاما. هذه علاقات إيجابية وعلاقات مميزة وعلاقات يسعى البلدين إلى تعزيزها وتكثيفها في كل المجالات. كما تطرقنا إلى رؤية المملكة 2030 والدور الذي تستطيع أن تلعبه إيطاليا في دعم جهود المملكة في تطبيق هذه الرؤية. I just said it in English at the beginning. I said it in, yeah. No, what I said in Arabic, I said in English in my opening statement. He just asked me to repeat it in Arabic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. My answer is yes. We have always believed in the two-state solution, and we will continue to pursue this. And we are concerned about any concrete action that prevents us from hoping in this solution. We believe that the entire world would benefit from this solution. We have said that we have a great concern when we see actions that reduce our hope because they take the peace process backwards in time. And at the same time, we've said that as long as terrorists are seen as martyrs, we will continue to have issues to tackle. So I think that Italy has always taken a very balanced position, concrete position, which has always been respectful of history and geography. And this is the position that Italy will continue to pursue with the same resolve as ever.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is committed to seeking a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a resolution based on the United Nations Security Council resolutions as well as the Arab Peace Initiative that was launched by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 2002 and adopted unanimously by the Arab countries at the Beirut Summit. It was also adopted by the 57 Islamic countries at the 2005 OIC Summit in Mecca. The Arab Peace Initiative essentially calls for a settlement based on two states, living side by side in peace and security. Palestinian state within the 67 borders with minor mutually agreed to adjustments to the territory, but resulting in equal land swaps. This came later. This was an amendment to the initiative that came several years after it was adopted. Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital, a just settlement of the refugees and just sharing of water resources. This is the settlement that we believe is a fair and just settlement, and it has been, and this is where we believe most of the negotiations between Israelis and Palestinians almost came to. In 2000 at the Camp David talks, the Israelis and Palestinians were very close to an agreement but could not finalize it. In 2008, President Mahmoud Abbas and former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert came very close but could not finalize an agreement, and we are hopeful that with wisdom and courage by both sides we should be able to move them towards a peace process or a peace agreement that will put an end to the longest running conflict in our region. المملكة العربية السعودية تدعم حل سلمي للنزاع العربي الإسرائيلي مبني على قرارات الشرعية الدولية ومبادرة السلام العربية الذي طرحتها المملكة وتبنتها القمة العربية في بيروت في عام 2002، ومن ثم تم تبنيها من قبل القمة الاستثنائية للدول الإسلامية في مكة المكرمة في عام 2005. هذه المبادرة هدفها الوصول لحل مبني على حل الدولتين، الدولة الفلسطينية داخل حدود 67 عاصمتها القدس الشريف، وحل عادل للاجئين، وحل عادل لموضوع المياه وغيره. وتم تعديل هذه المبادرة من قبل عدة سنوات لتشمل بعض التعديلات على الحدود تؤدي إلى يتم تعويض الدولة الفلسطينية بأراضي بنفس القيمة ونفس الحجم لتشمل معظم المستوطنات اللي تقع على الخط الأخضر. فالمبادرة السلام العربي لا زالت قائمة ويتم التأكيد عليها في كل القمم العربية.
My question is on the efforts, the diplomatic efforts and political efforts being made by the Gulf countries with regard to stability and peace in the region. And I'm referring to the Kuwait-led negotiations on the Yemeni situation. And
with regard to the situation in Yemen, it is our hope that the talks can resume, talks that are based on the UN Security Council Resolution 2216, the outcomes of the National Dialogue in Yemen, and the GCC initiative. We have had many attempts to reach agreements. These attempts were accepted but never implemented by the Houthi Saleh. We're hoping that wisdom will prevail and they will be able to recognize that they cannot take over Yemen by force, that they cannot have a militia outside the state, and that they need to be part, if they want to play a role in Yemen, they have to do so through the political process like any other group in Yemen without any special position. It is our hope that we can resume the talks so that we can move Yemen from a situation of war and conflict to reconstruction and development. With regards to Iran, our position on Iran is very clear. We believe that Iran has to make a decision about whether it wants to be a revolution or a nation state. Revolutions are emotional and know no boundaries. Nation states are rational and one can do business with them. Iran's policy of exporting its revolution, its policy of sectarianism, its policy of interfering in the affairs of other countries, we find to be very destabilizing to the region and very negative. And we have made that clear to the Iranians time and time again. We have also said that if Iran wants to enjoy good ties with its neighbors, it must stop interfering in their affairs, stop supporting terrorism, stop harboring and sheltering terrorists, and stop trying to destabilize the countries of the region. We respect Iran and its culture and its history. Iran is a neighbor. We hope that Iran can become a partner to us, a very positive and solid partner with whom we can trade, with whom we can deal with the challenges of the region. But we can only do so if Iran changes the way it conducts itself and begins to act like a nation state and shows respect for the fundamental principles of international law and principles of good neighborliness and principle of non-interference in the affairs of other countries. It stops its support for terrorism and sectarianism.
This is why we accept the idea of a dialogue launched by the GCC countries and Iran. We think this is a favorable effort because it is based on principles that we share and agree with completely. Good neighborhood policy, non-interference in internal affairs of other countries, and the respect of sovereignty of neighboring countries. These are the principles which have somehow inspired the letter of the Emir of Kuwait to President Rouhani last January, and we think that we can definitely say we are in favor of that initiative.
Our position with regards to Libya is that we urge all Libyan parties to put the interests of Libya and security and stability of Libya above their narrow interests, and we are encouraging all of them to reach out to each other and to try to form a broad-based government that can manage the affairs of Libya, that can maintain security in Libya, and that can set the stage for a more permanent government. So this is the position that we advocate with all of the parties in Libya.
Thank you, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and week.